Kyiv is facing one of its most severe civilian crises since the start of the war. Mayor Vitaly Klitschko has issued a stark warning to residents of the Ukrainian capital, urging those who can to evacuate the city after massive overnight Russian strikes left thousands of buildings without heat in the middle of winter. According to Klitschko, nearly 6,000 apartment buildings, almost half of Kyiv's residential housing, have been cut off from central heating. An unspecified number of buildings have also lost water supplies, compounding what he called an extremely difficult situation for a city of nearly 3 million people. "I appeal to residents of the capital who have the opportunity to temporarily leave the city," Klitschko wrote on Telegram, urging people to move to areas with alternative sources of heat and electricity. He described the overnight attack as the most painful strikes Kyiv has suffered during the conflict. The crisis is unfolding as heavy snowfall and freezing temperatures grip the region, sharply raising the risk for elderly residents, children, and those without backup power. Ukrainian officials say emergency crews are racing to restore services, but Klitschko warned that only some buildings may see heating restored by evening, with no clear timeline for full recovery. In a follow-up message, the mayor called on residents who still have heat and electricity to help neighbors in need, inviting them inside to warm up, cook food, or charge devices. He also reminded citizens that Kyiv has more than 1,200 emergency heating shelters, known as points of unbreakability, offering warmth, hot meals, and charging stations. Moscow, meanwhile, says the strikes targeted drone production sites, energy infrastructure, and other military-linked facilities. Russian officials claim the attacks are retaliation for what they describe as a late December Ukrainian attempt to strike President Vladimir Putin's residence, an allegation Kyiv has repeatedly denied. Russia says its broader strike campaign is a response to repeated Ukrainian attacks on Russian energy infrastructure and what it calls indiscriminate strikes on civilians. The impact of the conflict is being felt on both sides of the border. In Russia's Belgorod region, officials say Ukrainian airstrikes left more than 500,000 people without power, with hundreds of thousands also losing heat and water as temperatures hovered near freezing. The city of Oryol reportedly suffered major blackouts as well. As winter deepens, the war is increasingly being fought not just on the battlefield, but through electricity grids, heating systems, and the basic necessities civilians rely on to survive. What Moscow calls a week of battlefield breakthroughs is now colliding with one of the heaviest missile barrages Ukraine has seen in months. Russia claims fresh territorial gains, thousands of Ukrainian casualties, and the first confirmed use of its new Archangel ballistic missile. From frontline advances to deep strikes on energy and infrastructure, the war is entering a sharper, more dangerous phase. Russia's defense ministry says its forces made significant advances over the past week, claiming the capture of 5 settlements across multiple regions. According to Moscow, battle groups operating in Sumy, Kharkiv, Donetsk, Zaporizhia, and Kherson pushed deeper into Ukrainian defenses. The ministry says these gains came through coordinated ground assaults across several fronts, marking what it describes as sustained momentum on the battlefield. The Russian military says Battle Group North took control of Hrabivsky in the Sumy region, while Battle Group West advanced in Kharkiv to capture Podoli. In Donetsk, Moscow claims Battle Group South liberated Andriivka. Battle Group East, meanwhile, is said to have seized Zeleny High in Zaporizhia and Brodsky in Kherson, expanding Russia's footprint beyond traditional front lines. Alongside territorial claims, Russia reported heavy Ukrainian losses. The defense ministry says nearly 8,800 Ukrainian troops were killed over the week, with Battle Group Center accounting for the highest number. Moscow also claims its air defenses intercepted more than 1,300 Ukrainian drones and shot down 5 Neptune long-range guided missiles, figures that Ukraine has not independently confirmed. From January 3rd to 9th, Russia says it carried out 1 massive strike and 4 group strikes across Ukraine.
Targets, according to Moscow, included military industrial facilities, energy infrastructure, airfields, ports, ammunition depots, and drone production and training sites. The strikes extended far beyond the front lines, signaling a strategy aimed at degrading Ukraine's operational depth. In a significant escalation, Russia confirmed it used its new Archangel ballistic missile during the latest wave of attacks. While Moscow did not disclose the exact impact location, Russian media reported the missile struck a major underground gas storage facility in Ukraine's western Lviv region. Ukrainian officials said a high-speed ballistic missile hit critical infrastructure, though the weapon type remains under investigation. Ukraine says the overnight strikes killed at least 4 people in Kyiv and wounded more than 20, including emergency responders. Multiple districts were hit as drones and missile debris damaged residential buildings, sparking fires and cutting electricity, water, and heating. One of the dead was an emergency medical worker responding to the attack. According to city officials, Russia described the strikes as retaliation for an alleged Ukrainian drone attack on President Vladimir Putin's residence, an allegation denied by both Kyiv and Washington.